The Royal Guard has a rich history that dates back centuries, serving as the protectors of royalty and the nation's traditions. Clad in their iconic uniforms, these guards symbolize strength and loyalty, standing watch over the palaces and important events. Their role is not just to protect the royal family, but also to uphold the dignity of the monarchy itself. Traditionally, the Royal Guard follows strict protocols, ensuring that every action reflects their commitment to duty and respect for the crown. They are trained to remain still as statues, embodying discipline and vigilance. Each guard knows that they are part of a long lineage, a chain of guardians who have stood firm through history's challenges. However, as times change, so do the expectations of what it means to serve. The guards are not only symbols of the past, they're also part of a living institution that must adapt to the present. This balance between tradition and modern values sets the stage for a remarkable event that would soon challenge everything they thought they knew about their roles. Little did they know that a day of routine duty was about to turn into a test of courage and compassion. For over a century, the Royal Guard has adhered to a strict set of protocols designed to maintain order and respect for the monarchy. This 100-year protocol outlines everything from how guards stand during ceremonies to the precise movements they can make while on duty. Each guard is trained to remain motionless, creating an image of unwavering strength and discipline. Their silence is a sign of their dedication, signaling to the public that they are always vigilant. The protocol also dictates interactions with the public, emphasizing that guards must not engage or show emotion while on duty. This stoicism reinforces the idea that they are symbols of the royal family, embodying dignity and authority. Moreover, these guidelines ensure that every ceremony runs smoothly and that traditions are honored. While this strict adherence to rules has helped preserve the legacy of the Royal Guard, it has also led to questions about adaptability in modern times. As society evolves, some begin to wonder if these rigid protocols might need reevaluation. Little did anyone realize that soon, a significant challenge would arise that would put these traditions to the ultimate test. It was an ordinary day for the Royal Guard, the sun shining brightly over the palace grounds as they stood in formation. The guards were impeccably dressed in their traditional uniforms, ready to perform the daily changing of the guard ceremony. Tourists gathered, capturing pictures and marveling at the history before them, while the guards remained steadfast and silent, embodying the dignity expected of them. The air was filled with a mix of excitement and reverence as the crowd watched. Children tugged on their parents' sleeves, pointing at the impressive procession. All seemed calm and routine. Yet, there was a faint sense of tension lingering just below the surface, a feeling that something unexpected was about to disrupt this perfect day. As the ceremony proceeded, laughter echoed from nearby parkgoers, and a joyous atmosphere seemed to envelop everything. But amidst this cheerfulness, it wasn't long before a sudden shout pierced through the air. A small child had slipped away from their parent and stumbled into danger, setting off a chain of events that would challenge everything the Royal Guard had stood for over a century. Among the crowd that day was a curious little girl named Lily, who was visiting the palace with her family. Just 7 years old, she had bright blue eyes and curly hair that bounced as she ran. Lily was fascinated by the guards. She loved their crisp uniforms and the way they stood so still like statues. She imagined herself as a princess, dreaming of adventures in far-off lands. As her parents chatted and took photos, Lily's adventurous spirit took over. She spotted a beautiful butterfly fluttering nearby and, unable to resist, darted away from her family's side to chase it. Lost in her excitement, she didn't notice how far she had strayed. The butterfly led her closer to the palace gates, where a busy street lay just beyond. In an instant, Lily found herself standing on the edge of danger, facing the bustling traffic as the butterfly danced just out of reach. Her laughter quickly turned to fear when she realized she was alone, and the very crowd that had once filled her with joy now seemed intimidating. It was in this moment that her peril began, setting the stage for a courageous response from the Royal Guard. As the Royal Guard stood in formation, One guard named Sergeant Thompson noticed the commotion in the crowd. His keen eyes quickly spotted Lily, standing dangerously close to the edge of the road, chasing after the butterfly that had led her away from safety. In that moment, his heart raced, torn between his duty and the instinct to protect a life in danger. Sergeant Thompson grappled with the strict protocols he had followed for years, protocols that dictated he remain immovable during ceremonies and never abandon his post. Yet, watching Lily's joyful smile turn into an expression of confusion and fear filled him with a fierce urgency. The thought of standing still while a child was at risk felt unbearable. As honking cars zoomed past Lily, time seemed to slow for him. Could he really let this little girl come harm? A wave of emotions surged within him. Concern for her safety, frustration over the rigid rules he had always upheld, and a desperate longing to act. In that critical moment, he realized this was not just a challenge of protocol, but a test of humanity itself. With determination blossoming in his chest, he made his choice. With a surge of determination, Sergeant Thompson broke from his post, his heart pounding in his chest. The sound of his boots echoed against the cobblestones as he sprinted toward Lily, fueled by an urgent need to reach her before it was too late. Gasps rippled through the crowd as onlookers witnessed this unprecedented move. Shocked whispers spread among the visitors and even among his fellow guards, who were trained to uphold traditions above all else. The moment seemed to hang in the air as every eye turned towards him. Questions darted through their minds. What was happening? Wasn't he risking his position and reputation? Yet in that critical instant, none of that mattered to Sergeant Thompson. All he saw was a child in danger. As he reached Lily just in time, wrapping her safely in his arms and pulling her back from the edge, cheers erupted from the crowd. Parents clapped, expressing relief and gratitude while fellow guards exchanged worried glances, some impressed, others unsure of what would happen next. In one bold action, Sergeant Thompson shattered a century-old protocol, demonstrating that true bravery sometimes means putting people over rules. As Sergeant Thompson raced toward Lily, his heart pounded in his chest and adrenaline coursed through his veins. He weaved between startled onlookers, their shocked faces blurring into the background as he focused on reaching her. With each step, he could hear the roar of traffic escalating behind him. The sound of tires whizzing by made it clear just how precarious the situation was. Lily stood frozen at the edge of the road, her eyes wide with bewilderment as the butterfly danced beyond her grasp. In that split second, time slowed down for Sergeant Thompson. He felt a surge of fear grip him. Every honking car could pose a threat to her fragile safety. Closer now, he shouted her name to grab her attention, hoping to bring her back from the brink of danger. With a final burst of speed, he lunged forward just as Lily began to take a step onto the road. He scooped her up in his arms with a fierce determination and spun away from the edge just as a car sped past, narrowly missing them both. The cheers from the crowd erupted like thunder, but all Sergeant Thompson felt was relief mixed with an unyielding sense of duty fulfilled. In the wake of the dramatic rescue, the atmosphere around the palace buzzed with excitement and disbelief. Onlookers applauded and cheered for Sergeant Thompson, their admiration palpable as people rushed to congratulate both him and Lily. News of the incident quickly spread, capturing the attention of journalists who began to document this unprecedented break from tradition. Within the Royal Guard, reactions varied. Some fellow guards expressed concern about the implications of his actions on their long-standing protocols, while others commended his bravery, recognizing that sometimes humanity must prevail over rules. Among them, whispers of admiration grew, suggesting a shift in mindset toward a more compassionate approach to duty. The royal family took notice as well. Word reached them of Sergeant Thompson's courageous act. The monarch expressed deep gratitude for his quick thinking and bravery, emphasizing that protecting the innocent should always come first. A special ceremony was planned to honor him, acknowledging not just his heroism, but also the evolving nature of duty within the Royal Guard. This incident ignited discussions about how tradition could adapt to modern values, highlighting the importance of compassion alongside strength. The incident with Sergeant Thompson and Lilly marked a significant turning point for the Royal Guard, raising profound questions about their long-standing traditions. For over a century, the Guards had adhered strictly to protocols that emphasized unwavering discipline and silence. Yet, this act of bravery illuminated a growing desire among many to prioritize compassion and humanity alongside their duty. In discussions that followed, Guard began to reflect on their roles as protectors not just of royalty, but of all people. The idea that they could be both strong and caring started to resonate deeply within the ranks. Some argued that adapting traditions could lead to a more relatable and modern image of the Royal Guard, while others feared it might weaken the values they had upheld for generations. This pivotal moment inspired leaders within the organization to consider revising certain protocols, allowing for a balance between upholding tradition and responding to the needs of society. As they navigated these changes, the Royal Guard recognized that true strength lies not only in stoic silence, but also in the courage to act with kindness when it matters most. This shift promised a future where duty and compassion could coexist harmoniously. The remarkable rescue of Lilly by Sergeant Thompson serves as a powerful reminder of the values of courage, compassion, and the evolution of tradition. This brave act not only saved a child, but also challenged the Royal Guard to reconsider how they define strength and duty. In a world that continues to change, it is essential for institutions like the Guard to adapt to new expectations while still honoring their history. The incident sparked meaningful conversations about the importance of empathy and service, demonstrating that being a protector goes beyond following strict protocols. The Guards learned that true bravery often lies in making difficult decisions for the greater good, putting humanity at the forefront of their responsibilities. As they move forward, the Royal Guard stands at crossroads, embracing the idea that adapting traditions can strengthen their role in society. The lessons learned from this event emphasize that compassion can coexist with discipline, allowing them to connect more deeply with the people they serve. Ultimately, this evolution not only honors their legacy, but also inspires future generations to view bravery as an act of kindness and understanding.